These are the most common mistakes I see beginners making when starting to track food. I'm going to be doing this while I eat breakfast, so bear with me. Number one is using measuring cups or measuring spoons, anything like that, to track your food, especially when it comes to calorie-dense foods. So for example, something like peanut butter, if you do an inaccurate scoop of like 1 tablespoon per se, that could actually be 1.5 to 2 servings, which could be 50 to 100 calories more than you actually think it is. Secondly, using an inaccurate database entry. So if you're tracking on any of the kind of major tracking apps, you'll often have the option to click the search bar and find stuff. What you don't know though is on a lot of these apps, people can input whatever they think the calories are, or they input it, and sometimes they input it inaccurately. So on an app like MyFitnessPal, for example, I recommend looking for foods with the check mark because those are likely the most reliable, accurate calorie description for what you're eating. The next thing is logging and accurately measuring things like salad dressings, cooking oils, drinks, coffee creamer, all of those things. This isn't to say that you can't have those things, whether your goal is to lose weight, gain weight, maintain weight. All of those things, I incorporate them in my diet myself. But the thing where people go wrong is it's often really quick and easy to get carried away with portion sizes when it comes to liquids. So having an idea of what those liquids look like is always really important. The next thing is a lot of people associate tracking calories with heavy food restrictions. Now let me tell you, this is not at all the case. I find it very beneficial for me to track my food because sometimes due to my old habits, I still catch myself under eating. So it's a way to hold myself accountable to A, eating enough, and second, getting enough protein in because that is so important. And if you're guesstimating if I'm getting enough protein, enough calories, it's often pretty inaccurate. And oftentimes I'm shocked and quite humbled at the lack of protein if I'm not tracking and keeping an eye on it. The next thing I see is beginners getting really strict on their exact macros, carbs, fats, and proteins. Now I do believe that all of these are really important, as well as your micronutrients. However, when you are first starting out, it can be very overwhelming, and I recommend that you start focusing with only your protein and your total calories. This will make it a little bit less overwhelming and give you more of a goal you can work towards. Anyways, that just about sums up all the main mistakes I see beginners making. If that sounds familiar to you, hit that follow button or shoot me a DM for one-on-one coaching. My DMs are always open and I'm always happy to help. Also, if you made it this far, I appreciate you. Okay, bye.